Disclaimer: the information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GAN's processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the messenger, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs, to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness. By giving will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to become arrogant in the power that you have understood and you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised, and this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees, that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine, irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand. To be there to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle, which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe and the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 286th One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace and Justice here on Tuesday, August 8th, 2023. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Education Department and part of the public teachings in English. My name is Rick Crammond, and I'll be hosting this weekly series of workshops, and I'm joined with Mark as co-host. Thank you, Mark. And of course, we are joined with members of the Universal Council today, who will actually be presenting the workshop. And let me get those pages ready for us here now, and we shall begin.
And welcome again for beautiful time, the unification of the souls, the all souls in existence and the universal community. In last teachings, Mr. Keshe is talking about these scientific experiments which shows how matter is created out of the fields, and that this confirmed book number one. In latest Knowledge Seeker workshop, Mr. Keshe speaks about the content and meaning behind book number 2, called Transportation and Transmutation Through the Structure of the Light. It is interesting to understand how life begins, and I think one of the most important parts for us in the next maybe 5 or 10 years. We reach to the educational level that we find the strength of the fields which leads us of the Creator. I can teach you that today, but you are not ready for it. I can show how you can reach the essence of the creation of the Creator, because it's written in the book number 2. But you always look at it as light, not as a light of the Creator, and how his light has become us in different dimensions and directions. In understanding the transmutation, in understanding the condition of the energy to matter, one thing should have become clear to many knowledge seekers. Are we the light of the Creator, the essence of his creation? I am you, as you are I. When we understand this, when we come to the point of understanding of the transmutation, and then understanding on transmutation through the speed of the light, and understanding that different lights have different strengths. And then in that essence, we find within in the light the strength of the light of the Creator. It showed not very hard of finding, or you reach of the Creator. The soul of the old Creator. Understand His structure, understand your own creation. Are some of us appearing as a light in the technology?
Lizzie,
Yes. Yes.
that's my part. I will
Okay,
take over.
go.
Thank you. So this is Jaco, UC member of the Dutch language representative. And I will continue. Are some of us appearing as a light in the essence of the knowledge of the Creator? In a way, we come from the source and not from the process of division. With different galaxies and stars and repetition, where the light of the Creator becomes the dust of the Creator and becomes the creation of the entity, be it Mitra or the children of Mitra. In essence, life now has a meaning in a different way. If we understand the process of the transmutation, do not forget that all the fields of the universe, every single field, be it from a star, be it from a galaxy, be it from a man, have a common denominator. And that's why they can Magrath position themselves in respect to each other. And that common denominator is the strength of the light, the field strength of the Creator. So every one of us, every being, every soul, every single cell which has a soul, has within the strength of the light of the Creator, the knowledge, the love, the creation of the Creator. We reach to the educational level that we find the strength of the fields which lead us to the Creator. I can teach you that today, but you're not ready for it. I can show how you can reach the essence of the creation of the Creator, because it's written in the book too. But you always looked at it as light, not as light of Creator. And how his light becomes us in different dimensions and directions. Stefania, are you ready? Hello, Stefania.
I have
Okay.
Sweta.
Yes, yes. I am here. Yes.
Can you do
in
it?
understand. Hello? Hello?
Okay, yes. We hear
Okay,
you.
thank you. In understanding, thank you. In understanding the transmutation, in understanding the condition of the transfer from energy to matter, one thing should have become clear to many knowledge seekers. Are we the light of the Creator, the essence of His creation? I am you as you are I. When we understand this, when we come to the point of understanding of the transmutation, then understanding on transmutation through the speed of the light and understanding the different lights have as different strengths, and then in that essence we find within the light the strength of the light of the Creator. Beautiful. I should not be very hard for many of us to reach our Creator. The soul of our Creator understand His structure, understand our own creation. Is or are some of us as a light appear in the essence of the knowledge of the Creator. In a way, we come from the source, and not in the process of division, different galaxies, and the stars and repetition, where the light of the Creator becomes the dust of the Creator and becomes the creator of the entity. Be it Mitra or the children of Mitra. In essence, life now has a meaning in a different way. If we understand the process of transmutation, do not forget that all the fields of the universe, every single field, be it from a star, be it from a galaxy, be it from a man, has a common denominator. That's why they can McGrath position themselves in respect to each other, and the common denominator is the strength of the light, the field strength of the Creator. Thank you. Thank you.
So every one of us, every being, every soul, every single cell which has a soul, has within it the strength of the light of the Creator. The knowledge, the love, the creation of the Creator. So in so many ways, once the scientist, once the wise man of creation understands the science of creation, very soon man will find the path to his Creator. Much faster, much sooner than banging their heads against the wall, somewhere or on the floor somewhere else, or burning bodies and whatever for the rain and the sun. Man has to understand, now that we have shown scientifically the transformation of the energy into matter state, and in the past week we have shown what we call matter state, structures of, in a way, gases, in a way, combination of life without matter state. That their existence and interaction with the matter state elements or elements of the metallic structure confirms the existence of the life, the existence of matter itself. This is important in the future teaching. It's important for man to understand how life can be confirmed. The existence of the entity can be confirmed by the energies of what we call fields of non-matter levels. But when we see these fields, it indicates to us the essence and the origin of, combination of, interaction of, existence of that matter. In a way, in the future, through the soul of the man, we can confirm the physicality of the man, where the energy of the soul will indicate, will show us the essence of the physical manifestation at the point of interaction with the environmental fields.
In a coming time, in a very near future, we'll bring this forward. We will bring this to a point that by interaction of the fields will confirm the existence of the elements of the creation. Even those elements which man cannot even imagine that can exist. In the essence of creation, the universal order of the creation of matter, The universal order of creation of energy is all the same. It's for the man knowledge, essence of creation, to understand this, and how to transmute it from energy to matter, and how to transfer it from matter to energy. In the present world of science, we burn elements to get energy, where in the life of creation, we give a strength to it, to change it. We add to it, to elevate it. We don't take from it, to annihilate it. This is the difference between the process of the creation of energy in a what we call plasma condition than in a matter state condition. We create a new life. We create a new cycle. We create a new matter by elevation, by giving energy, field strength to. Where in the matter state, we burn it, we destroy it to release its energy. In so many ways, the world of science and the world of matter state is, in a way, counterpart to the strength of the energy matter plasma of the same.
It's amazing when we open these graphs, when we open this data recorded, you see how the physicality and the soul of the physicality of the man always stick together. And the soul of the man in 180 degrees in phase, yin and yang, a loop of infinity. And the interesting part is when we see deviation from one of the other, we see all complications. When we see the physicality reaches towards the soul, we see problem with the so-called soul of the physicality, with emotion, psychological pattern. And when we see the physicality on one side and the soul of the physicality on the other, we see problem in the physicality. The data we have gathered, the knowledge we have gathered is so deep, it's so vital for the future of the man that we can show physicality. So in brackets 38, when we put you on the system, wherein is the problem? Is your emotion creator of your cancer, or have you cancered yourself to create the emotion? It's so simple. In the past 4 weeks of trial, we, the knowledge seekers, have gathered so much detailed information about the behavior of conversion of the soul of the man and the interaction with the soul of the physicality, and the physicality of the man in a way, transmutation and transfer and transportation. The data, what we have gathered shows us that the soul of the man plays game in the structure, interaction, and the cycle of life of the man with all interest, with all what we have understood. This allows us, as we see how so rapid soul flips to one side, and the soul of the physicality and the physicality to the other side, we have not even understood.
And this is where we call it the light, the structure of the light. It happens in a flash of a second. The light which we are not even have the knowledge to observe, to detect, and to confirm. In a coming time, as we bring the data out that you can see, and we show the data as it comes up for us all to see, you will see the behavior of your soul. You can see the behavior of your soul in respect to your soul of physicality. And you see the behavior of your soul of physicality towards your physical life. And then with the same system, we can detect your emotion. Have I created that cancer to myself? And I created it. to what extent I'm responsible for the harm I've done to my own physical condition. And now our technology is so deep that we can show 5 minutes on the system, 10 minutes on the system. You can see how you deal with your solar physicality, how you operate and separate your solar physicality from your physical life and bring it all the diseases. And then how your soul and the solar physicality get to one side that create the physical life to find a new dimension for itself. Elevation in the dimension of giving towards the soul to elevate one or the other. Thank you.
Thank you all very much. It's beautiful.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Beautiful souls. Beautiful, beautiful indeed.
Okay, then we can go to the next slide, please. We, the
Thank you.
Universal Council,
Yes.
elevate the souls of all the children of creation to become the creators of tomorrow. Our wish is our command.
We are present. Thank you, Jack. Thank you, my dear.
So we come to the soul connection. I would like to ask you to find a comfortable position, to relax the physicality. We breathe in and out, slowly through our nose. And with it, we support our soul with energy. We expand our soul far beyond the boundaries of our planet. And we connect to all souls searching for peace, to the knowledge seekers, to the Universal Council members, the soul of the Universal Council, our universal family, the systems that support us on soul level, to Mr. Keshe, and thank him for all his love for humanity. We do it through the dome of peace. And we reach each other's hands to connect and to exchange our unconditional love to whoever is in need. We do it in silence. Now we slowly come back. We thank all those participating in this movement to peace. Thank Mr. Keshe for his knowledge, for his patience. We thank Mitra for the manifestation of physicality on this planet. We thank the Creator for creating all this. Thank you all for participating. So we can go to the next slide, please. So the conference, there's an announcement. Due to position change of participants, you can still sign in for Manchester and London. If your soul calls you, please sign in at the homepage of the Keshe Foundation. You can take the information there. And beware that secondary costs are not included. And I really want to thank all who do participate in this very important work that is to do. Next slide, please. Common denominator. I want to welcome you all to this part, is where I made some thoughts about what we heard before, what Mr. Keshe is telling and teaching us. And I want to ask you, what is a light for you? We have a spectrum we see with our physical eyes. There is a spectrum we feel. For example, if the sun beams its rays and we feel it on our skin. In the universe, every star, every sun or cluster of them have a common denominator. One field strength that connects all. And what we learn now is the light field strength in the light. You don't need a physical eye to see that light. Did you ever ask yourself how the line of communication from our Creator to the unicos, universe, galaxies, solar system, sun, earth to the man works? Now you know. It's the strength of the light, that field strength that leads us, connects us with our Creator. Be aware that this connection is not a one-way street. The connection is the path in both directions to share our unconditional love. Do you now understand why the connection is so important and how it makes you wise? How wisdom leads you to the creation and the Creator? Why it's so important? Well, if we think back to what Mr. Keshe teaches us, is that to continue the process of creation. Soon it's up to us to create. Now, in what ethos you think we should do it? In what kind of love will we create? Is the unconditional love. Dear souls, feel the beauty Mr. Keshe is teaching us, the deepness and the truth we as humanity are facing. It makes one humble to feel the love of the Creator through Mitra given to us. We thank Mr. Keshe to open up these doors for us to enter. Understand that it is us to choose to walk this way, the path of peace, the path of positioning, as Magras positioning themselves. What do you think? Where do we position ourselves when I am you and you am I? Does it make sense to continue conflicts? We should be aware to find peace. We have to choose the right ethos and the way the commandments lead us. Think we as one soul, one ray, one strength in unconditional love. Next slide, please. So the plasma connection is integrated in the text we had in the beginning. It was a very beautiful session last time. I can really recommend you, if you have the possibilities, look it back, make a review. And we see forward to the next month. First Friday. Can you play it, Rick? Is there a possibility?
Yes, I believe so. I'm instructed to start at 12:48. So, okay, just get that set up, sound. And, okay, here we go.
Da língua norueguesa, Marie Kalv. Welcome, Marie, again.
Thank you, Claudia. Thank you for inviting me. So, hello, everybody. I am Marie, and I'm a Universal Council member for the Norwegian language, which is my native language. I have prepared an introduction. Maybe you will translate before I continue.
Ok. Então, ela é a Marie, membro do Conselho Universal da Língua Norueguesa. Ela agradece o convite novamente. E ela trouxe para nós hoje uma introdução do KSW 497, que ela vai ler agora para nós. Ok, you can go, Marie.
Yes, so this introduction is from the latest Knowledge Seekers Workshop, which is 497. In the last teaching, Mr. Keshe is talking about scientific experiments, which shows how matter is created out of fields, and that this confirms book number 1. In the latest Knowledge Seekers Workshop, Mr. Keshe speaks about the content and meaning behind book number 2, called Transportation and Transmutation through the Structure of the Light.
Nos últimos ensinamentos, o Sr. Keshe está falando sobre experimentos científicos que mostram como a matéria é criada a partir de campos, e que isso confirma o livro número 1. No último KSW, o Sr. Keshe fala sobre o conteúdo e o significado do livro número 2, que seria o transporte e transmutação por meio da estrutura da luz.
It is interesting to understand how life begins. And I think one of the most important parts for us in the next maybe 5 to 10 years, we reach to the educational level that we find the strength of the fields which leads us to the Creator. I can teach you that one day, but you're not ready for it. I can show you how you can reach the essence of the creation of the Creator, because it's written in book number 2. but you always looked at it as light, not as light of the Creator, and how His light has become us in different dimensions and directions.
É interessante entender como a vida começa. E acho que uma das partes mais importantes para nós é que nos próximos 5 ou 10 anos, talvez, alcancemos o nível educacional em que encontraremos a força dos campos que nos levam ao Criador. Posso lhe ensinar isso hoje, mas você não está pronto para isso. Posso lhe mostrar como você pode alcançar a essência da criação do Criador, porque isso está escrito no livro número 2. Mas vocês sempre virão isso como luz, não como luz do Criador. E como a luz dele se transformou em nós em diferentes dimensões e direções.
In understanding the transmutation, in understanding the condition of the transfer from energy to matter, one thing should have become clear to many knowledge seekers. Are we the light of the Creator, the essence of His creation? I am you, and as you are I. When we understand this, when we come to this point of understanding of the transmutation, and then understanding of transmutation through the speed of light, and understanding that different lights have different strengths, and then in that essence, we find within the light the strength of the light of the Creator. It should not be very hard for many of us to reach our Creator, the soul of our Creator, understand His structure, understand our own creation.
Ao compreender a transmutação, ao compreender a condição da transferência de energia para a matéria, uma coisa deveria ter ficado clara para muitos buscadores de conhecimento. Somos a luz do Criador, a essência de sua criação? Eu sou você, assim como você é eu. Quando entendermos isso, quando chegarmos ao ponto de entender a transmutação, e em seguida entendermos a transmutação por meio da velocidade da luz, e entendermos que luzes diferentes têm forças diferentes, e em seguida, nessa essência, encontrarmos dentro da luz a força da luz do Criador. Não deverá ser muito difícil para muitos de nós alcançar nosso Criador, a alma de nosso Criador, entender a sua estrutura, entender nossa própria criação.
Are some of us appearing as light in the essence of the knowledge of the Creator? In a way, we come from the source and not from the process of division with different galaxies and stars and repetition, where the light of the Creator becomes the dust of the Creator and becomes the creation of the entity, be it Mitra or the children of Mitra.
Será que alguns de nós, aparecendo como uma luz, estão na essência do conhecimento do Criador? De certa forma, viemos da fonte e não do processo de divisão com diferentes galáxias, estrelas e repetição, onde a luz do Criador se torna a poeira do Criador e se torna a criação da entidade, seja ela Mitra ou os filhos de Mitra.
In essence, life now has a meaning in a different way if we understand the process of the transmutation. Do not forget that all the fields of the universe, every single field, be it from a star, be it from a galaxy, be it from a man, have a common denominator. That's why they can Maghreb position themselves in respect to each other. And that common denominator is the strength of the light, the field strength of the creator.
Em essência, a vida agora tem um significado diferente, se entendermos o processo de transmutação. Não se esqueça de que todos os campos do universo, cada um deles, seja de uma estrela, seja de uma galáxia ou de um homem, tem um denominador comum. É por isso que eles não podem se posicionar, em uma grave, uns em relação aos outros. E esse denominador comum é a força da luz, a força do campo do Criador.
Rick,
So every one of us, every being, every...
that's it. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Okay, so now we also heard it on Portuguese, and I think we can go to the next slide, please.
Now, I believe this is also a video, and
Yes.
it will have some German parts to it.
Yes, yeah.
So shall I play that now then?
Yes, please. Thank
Yes,
you,
sir.
Andreas, for preparing.
Okay, this regards the first Keshe Foundation Wellness Center.
This is what you see is what is to come. It's the first time you see the Space Center Wellness Center. These systems can reach man in the deepest part of the universe. As you can see, the transmutation and transportation of the soul and the physicality is within the system. And you will see each system on its own. It can reach all conditions of unwellness of the body of the man operated by doctors. It is part of the space program. And for the first time, we show what is to come. And these machines have been operating for past 12 months. We know how they work. And some of you who've been to LINS sat in some of these systems. Now they've been positioned as one of the first wellness centers in the world. Now you see the future of wellness, feeding and making peaceful man out of the man. In this center in the coming months, hundreds of these units will be installed. And more or less anyone in the world can reach. As you can see, there is room enough to add huge number, and the doctors will monitor everything remote. This is more or less the hospitals of tomorrow with no patients.
Thank you very much. And what a beautiful thought. Hospitals who are empty, doctors who don't have a lot of work to do. It's a beautiful future we're heading for.
Yes, my dear Jaco. Really, it's beautiful that there is no patient and no doctor. And there's this place of pure unconditional love. No? And this is what then in this wellness center, the common denominator, we are, you, me, all of it, all of that is works in a way as the creator has created all of us in his image, then absolutely you are me. Like, you know, I'm saying that you are the creation of me, I am the creation of you. I create you as I desire, you know. If there is a friend of me, I have a creation for him because he's a part of me. He creates me as according to him, like that, you know. So there's always this giving and receiving in this common denominator because it can happen always in a simple way, so truthful. And we don't have to do melodramas for that. We just communicate to each other. We just understand each other, and the feelings come, the emotions come. Well, of course, we have to understand the balance, but then this is so common. We are us, common. So when we go like extraordinary something else, then it is difficult to keep the balance, you know. When we understand each other as we are, and it is always it is. You just have to accept the things that we are all saying in a way. Maybe from outside we look different, but the spirit is always the same. The soul is always the same. So here we can see the beauty and totality of the coming future, as Jaco said. And I welcome my dear beautiful souls. Anybody wants to say anything about this, you know, a story of yours, a story, individual story from you, how you crisscrossed the path of physicality and again came to this common denominator, the U-turn. And I welcome all beautiful souls to have their share. Thank you.
Hello, here's Andreas.
Oh,
I want to share little thoughts. Yesterday, I wrote in the chat from a lady out of the German community. She wrote, I suddenly realize that through these sessions that led to the balance of the body, spirit, and soul, and thus to the correct alignment, divine order, we ourselves become the Magraph, and thus these fields logically radiate and increase the environment. Other souls are thus elevated and can also come back to this order. And when I wrote that yesterday, I was so happy because I knew exactly what her clear words means, because I experienced it myself, that the environment changes. And yesterday and today, yesterday especially, I just sat there and I was just overwhelmed. I was speechless how beautiful the things are working. And these fields are here for everyone. Like we have this common denominator. Everyone receives it and understands the same at different times. And we all go on this path. And shortly said, it's just beautiful that we all walk it all over the planet and all in the whole universe. And big thanks to Mr. Keshe for this endless and big gifts what he gave us, and which makes us so happy. And one day there will be no children more which go hungry sleeping. There will be no illness anymore. And the people will just be happy and just share and give. And I'm just more than happy to be part of this time, of this transition time, and to be aware what's happening. And thank you to all knowledge seekers around the world that we all go together. Thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear Andreas. Thank you so much for your sharing. Beautiful, unconditional love. And anyway, any beautiful soul else want to add something, say something, you are most welcome.
Shweta, hello, it's Dean here.
Oh,
I'd like to say a few words if that's possible. Thank you, Shweta. So
thank you. Oh,
thank you, Shweta. So I would like to say that I've been connected with these units on a number of occasions, and I've experienced many, many different sensations, feelings, soul elevation, physical elevation, and physical conditions within my body structure that have developed over years that are, as we know, related to emotions and various interactions that we have within the environments that we place ourselves. And so I've gone through an experience where I felt very connected with all the other souls that are present. And then with these particular units, remember these units have a soul. You're seeing a physical, technological device unit in front of you. However, the soul of the unit is completely different. That's a plasmatic condition. And when you tap into that condition, you sense it, you feel it within your structure, within your physical body, the soul of physicality, and in the soul of man, which is unlimited, which, as we know, is a universal condition and a planetary condition if you're based on planet Earth. However, it's a bigger totality. And these units are tapping into universal knowledge and bringing that forward to mankind. And as it's been said, this is going to give us the opportunity to experience wellness without having to go into a physical condition and have certain parts of us, I don't know what the right words is, being used in a certain way to accommodate getting well. So you don't need to physically have anything touched. I've been in the process. One of the processes I've been in was with I had a broken tooth. One of my teeth was broken at the back, and actually through an interaction that I don't want to go into great detail, but it was I think from a depletion of the calcium through a virus, and this happened to make the tooth split. And I've been going in and having for a little while now some sessions and connecting with the unit, connecting with the doctor that's instructing me what to do. And this tooth was, I went to a normal practitioner, a dentist, and they said that it had to be pulled out. And I instinctively knew that I said, no, I want to retain this tooth. And so I went into this program, and I've been, as I said, connected to the units. I've now had an experience where the tooth itself is, I feel it. It's stronger, and B, the split is not there anymore. It's actually grown back together. Now, whether you could say this is through normal interactions or whether it's through the applications of this unit, I would say it's the application of the unit. In fact, I know it is, because I felt the sensation. I know the tooth is gaining momentum, and over a period of time, it will come back to balance and be like the original tooth. So it's coming back into position. That's just one element. However, if you can do it to something like a tooth, you can do it to any part of the human body and any condition. So this is a physical condition, and it may have been brought on by an emotion that let in this energy pack that then came into my system and took from me, stole from me energy that then depleted the energy from the soul of the tooth. And now I'm giving back to that soul, or I should say the system is giving back to that soul. And I'm receiving the love and care and the condition of a balanced condition once more in my structure. So that's my sort of personal testimony. And I would like to say that I know for each and every one of you have any concerns about being in contact with these units, that it was a very pleasant experience. It's done in silence. You literally are just led there. There's no physical interactions, and you don't feel any sensations of anything major or anything like that. It's a very, very beautiful interaction of just being very still and quiet. And what a wonderful way to become balanced, where there's nothing to do other than just connect with the soul, and allow it allow yourself to heal yourself, and allow the unit to be to give to you. And that's part of being present in the moment and understanding the beauty of this technology that the foundation Mr. Keshe has brought forward, which really is beyond the understanding of man, or has been. However, man is now having to accept what is present in this moment, and it is a very joyous time. Thank you all for listening. Thank you. Thank you, Sweta. Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, my dear Dean. Thank you so much. Yes. Stefania is saying we can share the screen. Dean, you want to share something in the screen?
I
just said if we had the invitation of the new project of wellness, there is the new one, I think starting August. I think already the people can write themselves to it if they want to be part of this new research project. The one that Mr. Keshe spoke last week.
The graphs?
The graphs, yeah. Have you got something to... So that's why I said if we have it, we can screen share it. I'll refer to that one.
Do we have that? I don't know if we have that. Do we have that?
I think it's in the store. These are individual sessions. I don't know if Rick can pull it up, or is there another background that you were looking for, Stefania?
No, that one, because after this really nice testimonial of Dean, I thought maybe it would be appropriate to show the new project. It's the one individual, the one you just talked about it, so people know where. Maybe we can show the store.
Yeah, I think this is what Mr. Keshe mentioned in part of the workshop. He said you won't go in for a heart scan or a brain scan. You'll go in for scans of your physicality, your soul of physicality, and your soul. And apparently you'll see where the emotion is or the weakness is, and you'll be able to work on it yourself in so many ways. But they're going to be able to point it out to you through the doctors, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely, as a practitioner, I think this is the ultimate goal for any practitioner, because I mean, in my case, the amount of time I have people with different problems who they come from help for, I usually dealing with back problem, neck problem, stuff like that. And you always come to the conclusion after a year of practice that it's all come from the emotional level. And now with the knowledge I learned through the foundation, now I understand more. Before I was thinking is a nervous system. Everything it's controlled by the nervous system. And I always thought we should go more neural, but now learning the teaching of Mr. Keshe, and now we can go a little bit deeper and understand that actually we got soul inside the body, and actually is the soul that through the soul you can sort out the whole physicality. And I think for us is really going to the core of the problem that you usually don't get with treatment. So we always used to treat the problem, but we don't treat the cause of the problem. And to me, this experiment, this research, is dealing with the straight to the point dealing with the cause of the problem. So I think for people like me who've been working in the alternative sector, or for doctors who've been working to healing people, to help people to get better, I think this is the ultimate goal, where you go directly to work with the soul, and the soul will improve the physicality. So I'm really happy about it, to reach this point with the technology.
Stefania, I think it's definitely got to this position now. And as you said, I've spoken to many people that have been in had many different conditions recently, and I use plasma waters and ganses and tools and creations that I've put intention into to help them. And the most difficult thing is sometimes is to help yourself, is to not take from yourself, and that's to do with the emotion and the physicality that you allow yourself to Mr. Keshe will say, stealing from yourself. So as much as you love anybody else, you have to love yourself too. You have to give to yourself and allow yourself to be able to heal. And this is what I found with many people, that it doesn't matter what you have as an application, as a tool, they have to allow themselves to be part of the process, to allow themselves to heal. And once they allow this, then the soul interacts, and then the physical body can move like the magnets. Like the very first thing Mr. Keshe said, you bring a magnet in with other magnets, and with the field interactions between the magnets, the energy flow, this is the plasma, and this is where you're creating the energy. So if you go on a soul level and you allow your soul to interact, so allow yourself to be, to put yourself in this position, then you can receive. And as it says, the fields of the souls and physicality. So many people in humanity we're very attached to our physicality, all of us, and I'm myself very much included. And it's very difficult for us to come to terms with the fact that you can interact with the soul of man, and it can bring balance to your physical form. However, in my time and my understanding of being present with the foundation and the knowledge that's been shared openly for a number of years, I've very much come to understand that the emotion is so directly linked to every condition, well, most of the conditions that we have within our structure. So when we actually connect with these units, and we connect with the soul of the man, and we're in a position to really need and allow ourselves to, then the connection becomes very powerful, very deep. Many people that come say, oh, the technology doesn't work sometimes. And that's because they don't connect, they don't allow, they stand back, and they have a judgment against whatever it is, themselves or the technology. And then there's a block, that the plasma can't work when it doesn't flow. It's like the magnets. When you reverse the magnets, they either become magnetical or gravitational. So when you are in the right position, in the right time, the right place, and you allow it to happen, your body heals very dramatically, very quickly through this technology. one of many technologies, but this particular technology is being brought forward to mankind on a very big scale now. As we know, Mr. Keshe has brought this to China, and it's going to be released in China on a much bigger scale. So it's present now, and once one group of souls start to really experience this, then it will expand out to the rest of the planet, and we will become very balanced as a species, as a humanity, and all are welcome. In this moment, you can book yourself, as you can see right now, into this session, and you can experience this for yourself. And I've spoken to many people that have been present with it, and they have had very many big emotional conditions, blockages within them that have gradually started to evaporate. It's a gradual process. You don't always see it in the first moment, but when you look back to the position when you started, you suddenly realize how far you've come. It's extraordinary how it affects you in many, many different ways, and brings you gradually back to the position of restoring your the balance, that position within you that is, the full beauty of everything that is, in creation, which is yourself, and you are a big part of it. And everybody, all the other souls will willingly give to your soul for you to receive in the moment when you take this position. Thank you, Stefania. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Rick.
No, thank you.
I think
Yes,
I think Marinez has a hand up here. Did you want to speak, Marinez?
It's very funny. Hello, everybody. I was thinking of something, but I didn't push any button. And that's funny, but hello, everybody.
It was me. I apologize. It's a mistake. So thank you, Mehran. Thank you.
Thank you for invitation. You invited.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you. Thank you so much.
No, I was listening with joy, and thank you for the thing you had prepared. It was very nice. I was honestly, I was a little bit sleeping, and then I was listening to my friend Dean, and then I thought that anybody who has a better idea can come in and say their ideas. I kind of think that at first everything is going right as a child, and the soul of physicality and the soul of us is working the natural way. And little by little, there are events, there are pressures from environment that make the physical, the soul of physicality get into the wrong path. And so the soul of the man is one way, the soul of physicality has wrongly started on a wrong path. And this might create us the problems and health problems. With this kind of resetting that Mr. Keshe does, the soul of the man gets the power, gives enough power and force that brings the soul of physicality to its initial place. And that's why when the soul of physicality is rational, is accordance with soul of man, the psychosomatic problems created by us, the decisions which makes us create problems and health problems get wrong. They got reset. It's kind of a resetting with the force of soul of the man. So that's why things come back again. Like when we take multivitamins, the body gets better. Some problems go away. So resetting the soul, helping the soul of physicality then to come into the way of the soul of man makes the things go in a right, natural, initial way. That's how I just thought of interpreting why these changes happen. I myself are getting these sessions recently, these few sessions, and I really feel every moment of these fields, not any individual fields, but I really feel it. It's like me, he's handling it. So that's my feeling regarding the experiences I had with this field during the sessions we have had in connecting with God's soul. So anybody who has another idea, you can present it. And I'm very happy to do that. I've had opportunity to use a lot of different things. You can name it, East and West. I've tried them for myself because I'm aware of things which I don't know why they are there, psychosomatic or something. And I got the good results somehow by these assisting of these sessions of Mr. Keshe these weekends, these Fridays. So for me, it's just we are being reset. It's not painful. It's not so I really thank Mr. Keshe of having the idea of doing that for the knowledge seekers. Because I was thinking we are putting a lot of time and we deserve some gift. So I thank Mr. Keshe for the gift, one of the gifts I could receive. And I wish one day we could be able to use it for the other people with a good intention. Because all is good intention. And thank you for listening. And thank you for being there.
Thank you, Mehran. Thank you for everything you just said then. Wonderful. Thank you. I think, Mehran, it'd be nice for us to read what's present on the screen right now. So if you don't mind, I'd like to read the fields of the souls and the physicality. So book your virtual seat for your soul. The fields of the souls and the physicality are individual sessions. The system will be allocated as before per person per session. The duration and schedule of the session, will be decided by the operators and with each individual. Having a Zoom account and signing in with it is a prerequisite and participation. It will be a closed Zoom session only for fully booked tickets. The ticket is non-refundable. The price at the moment is €1,000 plus VAT. So book now, and it's the Keshe Foundation, which is keshe.foundation/store. So book yourself in if you feel that you would like to receive some balance within your physicality from the soul of man. Thank you, Mehran.
Thank you, my dear Dean. Hello, anybody?
Thank you. The word is balance. I used resetting. I thought resetting of the computer. That's balancing, maybe, is what's going on, what's happening. Thank you.
Thank you, Mehran. Thank you so much. And yes, the fields of the soul and the physicality. Here we don't talk about magic. It's suddenly some God appears and you are overwhelmed and the blessings are coming. But here is the creator. We are created by a creator. And we are our intentions to manifest this physicality. How it is, this all depends on our ability to understand the I am, who we are really. So simple it is that when you have an intention, only intention, intention, and you communicate with the universe, the whole world as a part of you, then you have to take an action as an action to manifest. Different thing can be in your action to manifest in physicality. And this is the truth. And as we are going to space or different planets or civilization, we have to understand that with the physicality we are going, it is simple. It is simple. I am not talking about immortality. It is life and living, and well, the soul is immortal always, but we have to take our physicality with us, in a way, to appear or not to appear, kind of that. But when you appear, there is a physicality with you. And we have to understand that we have to prepare and manifest a kind of physicality, manifest a physicality that is needed in traveling in this space and beauty and totality. And then when we have this, we are all learning. I know we are all learning, and we are in this process of understanding, creating balance. We understand that we are understanding, of course, I apologize, that how to be in this manifestations also, so that which energy we don't need doesn't exist within you, from within yourself. So that is the U-turn. That is the U-turn from you. And there is no such thing. If you hang out for a God, as most mass population do so, then it is not you at all. And again, it vanishes in thin air with the physicality, and the soul leaves. So here you have to understand yourself. As I was also I was also from a family that worships 3 times a day, and there was a mandira temple inside the house always, and we are doing this. Yeah, and now I understand that this is not the way I should go. I don't know, at that time I understood that, and I chosen this path of searching the me, what I am, and I understood. And now I am in Keshe Foundation. I am here with all of you, understanding the beauty and totality that we are. So there's no magic, my dear. The souls and the physicality are bound together to perform the action and the ethos of the universal unified field, the kindness in your heart, the unconditional love in your heart. Open the morality, the compassion. Open the door for this. Then you will understand that if you say there is a God, then you are the God for me. So here I will. I'm saying that this is the ability. So simple it is to understand that even when I was preparing I'm telling about myself. What I was doing, when the cup was the corona was declared and many people are suffering, and my massage AM CET Keshe has opened this video for all the whole world to practice and prepare this one cup, one life for all, for benefit of all, as we all do, or should be doing. And I was just, there is a fear of this virus because everywhere there is this propaganda, and people are, of course, dying because of this. And I was also fearful, and I was preparing. I almost burned my hand preparing the coil and all. I was quick. I thought I will quickly make that, and I will apply it, and I will be safe. But then I was making it like, manifesting it like a huge, and I was just running here and there, making this cup as fast as possible. I forget to have that intention inside me. That was love. From inside, I was blocking those things, And then when I opened it, I became more calm, more calm. There was no fear. And then I started to understand that this is me creating the guns. And if my intention is true, my intention is like in balance, in peace, then everything works around you. So I will say this is my way as I grown up, in a way that there was, well, I will again say 90% was suppression. But if somebody has this will to come out, they will come out. Then I will say, here's a quote I will read from Twitter account. I always read his blogs, and I will say that again, that 1 minute. It's a very beautiful way to understand that prioritize, stay calm, prioritize your peace, practice being calm when you feel like you are being challenged or tested. Overreacting only creates regret. Take a few hours or days for things to clear out. It is very necessary also. Be emotionally intelligent so you can be in the right state of mind to make better choices. In balance, I will say, in the balance field, as Steen said. So this is the way we in the calmness, we understand, as we do in the soul connection, as everything is part of us, you know. And if you and me are going in a jungle, even the jungle is alive and wanted to be create something, then we became the creators. You and me, and we create the beauty and totality. So here is the key, you know. So I will say, my dear beautiful souls, have your say. And anybody else want to share something or about a little experience in peace, in love? Please do welcome again, my dear beautiful souls.
Before we continue, let me correct something I said wrong. Thank you, Claudia, for writing it in the chat. The plasma connection is on the first Saturday, not on the first Friday of the month.
Thank you, Jaco.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And if there is no sharing for now, because sometimes we have to saying letting go doesn't go away. But yes, of course, you have to be calm to think how to let go. Go there and fear, jumping. Courage is the virtue of the heart, my dear. So I have experienced that. So then we can go to the next slide, my dear.
Bear with me a minute while I refine the PDF, which I put away here. Just a minute.
Rick, after this. Okay, we have discussed.
Yeah, we haven't covered the conference though, but you want to skip it?
Somebody.
Oh, we did?
Yes.
Okay.
Partially, yes.
We didn't show it in the store, I guess. So, okay.
That's true. We just remind people that it's possible, and they can go in the store and go for details.
Okay.
So this was also, it's the needs and wishes of the.
Did we do this as well?
We've been there. You can continue.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Further.
I see. Yeah.
Now
There it is.
Thank you very much.
Here, my lovely, beautiful souls, bring the needs and wishes from your community to the Universal Council as one planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace. So peace is the priority here. Understand unconditional love as we are all learning, understanding more and more day by day, becoming timeless. Bring your needs and wishes, my dear beautiful souls. Welcome, welcome. Thank you, thank you.
Okay, well, we had a, go ahead, sorry.
The question of Said I saw in the questions and answers. Hello, blessings. Can we become part of God or God force ultimately? Is it possible to become God-like beings? And secondly, can we plasmatically balance the temperature of planet Earth to make every place on Earth comfortable to live and make air conditioners obsolete? So to the first question, Said, we are parts of the total. We are like little flames of a big fire. And that part of us is our soul. And as we heard before, this common denominator, this connection, is in the line. And you can call it God, you can call it creator. If you start a new cycle as a soul in the pure intention, then you could call it God, because it is creating. And as we are a creation, the next creation will be too. So yes, that is possible, and it is even part of totality. And to the second question, the temperature of the planet Earth, Mr. Keshe explained it some time ago, that with all the plasmatic devices we have, with all the GANS waters we spray, with all the magraphs, you have a conditional change or balancing, which restores the disbalance we had before. And that's also why it's so important with these gas units. They don't produce gas like we have from the oil fields and the gas fields. It makes energy in plasmatic form. And with that, this balancing also comes from the back door. So the answer is yes. Maybe someone else wants to add to that.
Well, as far as the second part of the question, well, actually both. One example comes to mind of Gianni of Romania, who is finding balance with temperatures of, the external conditions of temperature and his own body temperature. He can, for example, go for walks in the snow in his bare feet, and so do his kids, because they all have learned to do that as well. They're not as concerned with their environmental temperatures. They can control their own body temperature. Gianni goes out not only in the snow in his bare feet, but he makes a snow angel in the snow while having only his shorts on. So also he's created structures that tend to have a balanced temperature using some of the magrav structures and ganses and so on. So this is part of it. And through his learning of the plasma technology, he has learned that he can actually control his body temperature. The other idea comes to mind. You have the first part of the question is you want to become a godlike being. And then the second part is to be comfortable here on earth. Well, I wonder does the soul need an air conditioner?
That's the thing. And as you mentioned before, this example is exactly what is accommodating of souls. If the soul of physicality and the soul of the man accommodate each other, then it's depending on the inertia, field strength where you are, what you do, they can compensate. And that with that, everything becomes possible. It's a great example. And thanks to Johnny for all his experiences and sharing it.
Yes, of course. Thank you, Gianni, my dear, for these beautiful experiences you experience and you have become what you are. Thank you.
Yes, I had a wish, if I can, for the children.
Of course, Yes.
Yes, because it's a while I've noticed that the forces of violence are amusing themselves with children, are concerned more and more children, like they cannot find any subject in adults, then teenagers finished, and now they are amusing themselves with children. And as they are very weak, they are simple and they cannot defend themselves by themselves. So I
Did you miss the wish, Mehran? Hi.
Yeah,
Rick, can you go back to
it.
the wish?
My wish is that was just prelude of why I thought I make a wish for children, because it's our future, and I feel it's very important that we take care of children, and not just ours, but the whole children of the humanity. And so I made a wish that all children of humanity and everywhere be able to be adults and live a normal life, and have food and have respect, and be let to grow up. So that was my wish. That was the problem I was seeing around me. So, and that was rather I give from my soul for that the children get a right environment to grow without any abuse of different sorts.
We are present, my dear Mehran. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, there's a question from Tracy in the YouTube who says, I have many illnesses. How would I go about using this wellness unit? I had responded to her in the YouTube with a simple answer. You pay $1,000 EU and then connect with Zoom with microphone and headphones, but no speaking or sounds. The doctors at the other end create a readout of the soul and physicality graphs. But perhaps someone from the Universal Council could fill that out more. And what could someone like Tracy, how could they go about using the wellness unit? How could they prepare to to do that kind of session, or how would they go about it?
Well, in fact, it is the signing up and participate in the sessions that there are. So that is the way. But I would like to explain a little bit more. In my case, I had a high blood pressure, about 180, and that was much too much. The doctor was not happy, so I had to do medicine. And in a way, it was at that time where Mr. Keshe came up with the protocol, with the GANS water, with the cups, the ceramics to use. And since I use them, my blood pressure is on 135, 140 in normal situation. And when I thanked Mr. Keshe for that, he said, "It's you, it's your soul. You did it." And I think we have to see it in this way. Everything in the foundation is there to help us, to support us. But the real thing is that we should start understanding how our soul functions, and how our soul communicates is in line with the soul of physicality, because through this communication energy system line, we have the influence on the physicality. And Rick, you remember the first time remote connection we did in the group, the Reactor group, it was working like when I was in the system there. And the first time in the system, I felt such imbalancing in my body on cell level. I felt certain parts that had not big problems, but there were problems. And since then, it is solved. It is not there anymore. So the plasma is balancing, and it is even balancing in the remote sessions as well as when we were in the system. And that's why Mr. Keshe says the hospitals of tomorrow, but without the patients having them in there. Because with the remote connection and going through the sessions, you experience the same. And of course, it is, in my eyes, it is very good to understand the technology, because then you know why it is working. And for me, that was a help. It was very clear if you experience it and you know the background, what Mr. Keshe taught us for so many years. I really recommend to study, to start to see all this material we have, because in every single teachings Mr. Keshe gave are details which belong to the totality. And we have to look at totality to understand what happens in the detail. Hope that is an answer you can use. Thank you.
Jacko, thank you for that. It's Dean here. If I can just add to that, so on a practical side, that it's very simple. You just have some headphones. In this case, at the moment, Mr. Keshe is directing through 2 headphones. You may even be 3 or more, but at the moment, I think for most people, 2 headphones. And you wear one headphone over your head, over your ears as normal. And then the second headphone you would place on the body part that you need or require balance in. So sometimes the headphones, you know, if it's across your body, maybe it may be difficult, but you place the headphones in a position where they can magnetically and gravitationally interact with the body part that you need to balance. Then all you would need to do is obviously have a Zoom number, listen to the instructions that is given to you, lie back, or you can sit up, but most times it's maybe good if you lie down, and then just sort of just go into a position where you start to connect with yourself, with the unit, the part that needs balance, the part of you that requires some sort of balancing interaction to bring it, you know, back to the position that you'd like it to be. Whether this is the emotion within you, so the soul of the emotion will be connected as much as the physicality is. And then the physical body will gradually come back into balance after a few sessions, or maybe one session, or maybe many sessions. It really depends on you and what you require, and the condition that you have. And obviously all the conditions that we create as human beings, as a soul present here in physicality, are all based around our expectations, our experiences, everything that we've come to know, and what we believe. Because when you start to understand the belief is yourself, and you allow this belief within you to expand out, very much like the soul expanding out across the physical body, then you start to you experience this this wellness through the soul, and then so this could be for you personally. And another thing I found that works very well when you're in these units is, as much as you are connecting with yourself and giving from yourself, is also to give to others. So when you are giving to others, you're receiving more back. So the soul that are present with you, even every cell in your body is like a radiating sun. So that all the connections are with there, and all these interactions are you. You have a multitude of interactions in every moment within your physical structure that change dramatically with your emotions. So as soon as you trigger an emotion, it's like an instant response to the body for it to run around to respond to you. Whereas if you bring this balanced condition, so when you become peaceful, when you relax, you allow, and then you're giving to the system, and the system will give to your soul, will give to you to the soul of man and the soul of physicality, and bring you into a balanced position, that gentle condition of being present in the moment. And that's the thing, is when you're in these units, is not to have the mind that's going left, right, and back and forwards and every other direction. Just let it go. Be still, be in the moment, and just let the soul do its beauty, its magic. It's that's the wrong word. It's energy flow. It's creation. Just be present, and clear all the other thoughts away from yourself. Be in the moment, and you will find that this condition, the soul can be touched, and then the soul of physicality can be repositioned, and whatever physical ailments you have can gradually come back into a very peaceful condition. So that's something I'd like to say. Thank you, Jacko. I'd just like to say that. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean. Yes, it is exactly like that. And in the Dutch group, we had a question. Someone asked, how can I ask for something if everyone says you have to give? And I explained that with the giving, you open up this possibility. And if we ask, Mr. Keshe always said, if you ask and it is given, then it's your right. So we cannot demand, we cannot force, but every connection with the system, if it is in the system or remote, this connection, as you said, is both directions. And with these both directions, the more people who connect to the system, the more the system learns, and the more it covers the totality of humanity. Because we all have our roots from the generations before us. And in a way, we give our fingerprint to the system, and the system makes a totality out of it. So if you have a session, if you go remote, give from your soul freely. And you can be maybe astonished what happens. So the more we open our soul, the more we connect, the more we can receive.
Thank you, Jacko. Wonderfully said. It's so important what you just said there, that the more you give, the more you receive. And first of all, we have all these ailments and conditions in our physical bodies that we we just want to get away from. Yes. they take
It's
energy
human.
from us. It's being a
Yes.
human. They take energy from us. So first of all, we go in there to balance ourselves, and we think we just have to take. In the first instance, that's the natural thing to do. However, when you're in first instance, is the intention is to give to the unit, then see what it gives back to you. And this is the same with the soul of the man in every moment. And this is, you can call this a belief. But when you believe this, when you understand this, then you will see what the soul gives back to you, as Mr. Keshe would say. And it is unlimited, being present in the moment. Wonderful, Jacko. Thanks for saying that. Thank you.
I think you can even say is a universal law. And from the communities, from the humanity, we have to come, because nowadays it's all taking. You take the money, you take the stuff, you take as much as possible, then you're rich, and then you can show. Instead of the giving and sharing to each other on this level that everyone can, and that's where we have to head for as humanity, to give to each other instead of taking from each other. Hello, Andreas. Sorry for interrupting.
I just wanted to mention, for serious diseases, we have an email address where you come to the doctors which use the plasma technology, and that's health@keshe.foundation. Is that right, Rick?
Yes, I believe so.
So Keshe, health@keshe.foundation. If you write an email to there, you come directly to the doctors and they get then in touch with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Andreas. Thank you. That's important information for everybody to receive. So we could bring this as a need and wishes, because this is a need of humanity. This is a need within the community. This is a need for the Universal Council to give to humanity to receive. And the souls present within the Universal Council will give unconditionally to humanity to receive. So this is a need and a wish for all the people and all the created creatures, because once this information is understood by humanity, then it can be received by all. And I'm sure on another level that many of the creatures are receiving this, that don't need to go into a system, but to receive it on a soul level. At the moment, we are using this wonderful creation that Mr. Keshe has brought forward to balance ourselves, in the physical form. So this is a need, and this is a beautiful wish to bring forward to humanity to receive this gift, which is a very beautiful gift. And as Mr. Keshe would say, if a gift is given, you should always receive a gift and enjoy it. And then once you understand it, you've experienced it, then share it and give it to others. And then that really is the universal law, that you're giving energy in the correct flow, in the correct way. And because of this, you will receive more. And that understanding, that belief is the beauty of the universal condition. Thank you all.
Thank you, Dean.
Thank you, Dean.
There is a wish in the chat from Ruthie. Ruthie, do you want to talk, or do you want to open your microphone?
Yes. Good evening. Good day.
Hello.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Yeah. I just wish the cooperation could be start more smoothly with China government, and to speed up, to bring more how to see the beautiful technology to be broadly applied in all kinds of area.
We are present, my dear.
Yes, we are present.
We give freely and unconditionally to the soul of the nation of China.
Thank you.
Present.
Yeah, we are definitely present for that beautiful intention and wish. Thank you.
And further on, the question was about this last man standing. Mark, could you add a little bit on that?
Well, as Christ and Mr. Keshe said, he's the Mekti for himself, no one else, just as you are the Mekti. I think what Christ showed us is he saved himself, which of course was turned 180 degrees. And again, we can feed ourselves, we can transmute ourselves, and we can even share knowledge with others. So as he said, between the sun and the earth, there's no intermediaries, there's no prophets. The sun doesn't tell the earth what to do. And this is the way it'll be across the universe. Of course, we're using system assist at this point until we fully understand it. But this is the point, as he said, I made the man in the image of myself. I don't think the creator has any intermediaries. He feeds himself, he transmutes himself, and so on and so forth. But it's a process we have to understand, that we don't need the intermediaries or the prophets here on this planet or anywhere across the universe. You're the last man standing. I hope that clarifies it a little bit.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mark. Thank you. Yes, we are the last man standing.
Shweta, we cannot hear you.
Now you can? Hello?
A little bit
Jaco?
better. Yes.
There's a lot of noise on your microphone, Shweta. Some problem with the microphone. You should mute. Thank you.
Now you can, there's a noise?
That sounds better.
Here?
No, it's back again.
Okay.
So if there is no other sharing, we can jumping for wrap up.
No, there's a question in the Q&A actually. Shweta, you need to mute because your microphone's making a lot of noise. From Saeed, who says, hello, blessings. Can we create plasmatic materials that can withstand earthquakes for the construction industry and also to protect mankind from natural disasters and accidents? Will we have long ages after implementation of this technology? Thanks. Sorry, I'm asking too much questions. Well, briefly, I could say definitely we can create plasmatic materials, and I believe we'll see that more and more. And there's some thoughts I have just on the addition of plasmatic materials in concrete, which is the largest material that we have on the planet for construction. The greatest amount of construction materials in concrete, for example. If we can add plasmatic materials to the concrete, we can create structures so people feel better and have better health and have that warmth and coolness more easily and built right into the structure and so on and so forth. And also, yes, we can protect mankind from natural disasters and accidents. And there's the idea of putting a plasmatic dome over an area, which you can create yourself using ganses and various techniques. There's the example of Tom Salas, who created a Gans garden paradise around his mother's place, which was somehow protected from the hurricane, which wiped out virtually everything around that area. So that kind of thing can be done. It's a matter of how extended that we wish to get involved with interacting with nature and so on.
And couldn't we levitate cities in the future, Rick, at least against earthquakes and floods, where the city would be so many feet, or it could actually move up and down?
What if what if the house of the future was like that? Your earthquake-proof foundation was that your house levitated over the surface of the earth by a meter or so. That could be the way of the future, where we don't need the roads to get to your house. We don't need the electric lines, the telephone lines, and everything else that go in, because it's a self-contained system with all the plasmatic systems, including the levitation, which is all part of the package. We won't need many of the technologies that we now implement, and that'll be a tremendous savings. Imagine being able to put your house virtually anywhere you want and not have to worry about making roads to get there, which is a major expense, as well as the telephone poles and all the other systems that are involved with that.
Mr. Keshe promised us that he will teach in the future how we can do that and how we can make our own protection at any time, at any place.
Hello. I remember Mr. Keshe talk about the project for construction a new town, all in about the plasma technology, starting around 6 months. It's completely all about the plasma technology. And maybe is the answer for you. Thank you.
Hey, we are colonizing the Mars and the Moon, and we don't take concrete with us, or do we? I believe we are on the way with our soul, and then all other answers here for the Earth are already here too.
That's the plan.
I think we'll have many years of beautiful transition and transforming of our current ways on this planet. And I think it will lead toward what they call that 1,000 years of peace, where we'll implement the plasma technology in all of its beauties. But it may take some time to get to that point of complete manifestation of some of the things that we talk about. We have to get over some of the skirmishes, as Mr. Keshe talks about, for our world peace objective, and which he says is we already have world peace, and we just have to get over some of these little intervals where we have conflict. So we look forward to an amazing world as more and more of the technology gets implemented. Already we have, as was mentioned, a lot of the technology has been implemented. People have been spraying ganses and adding them to the waters of the world and creating structures and doing lots of amazing work out in the world that makes a huge difference to ease our transition into the new plasma technologies.
Yes, and to the next part of his question, will we live long ages after implementation of the technology? Definitely it is. with the accommodation of both souls, we will live longer, much longer. And he asked, is plasma technology the gateway to new breakthroughs and technologies of the universe? Definitely. And it is up to us, Mr. Keshe explained, as soon as we will get more in contact with our universal family, they will learn from us and we will learn from them. So it's the same, it is an exchange. And the way Mr. Keshe is teaching now gives us an opportunity that is not for all at the moment. And it is up to us to spread it, to teach it, and to give all the others the same chance as we have. Thank you, Said. Anyone else? Then let's go to the last slide.
Jacko, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, I hear you. Now you're well.
I'm running out of the house. I'm outside. So thank you for hearing. Thank you, my dear.
Good job.
So we are here to serve, not to be served, my dear beautiful souls. Beautiful, beautiful souls. Open your hearts. Thank you. And again, the dogs are, I have to go more forward. And I will say forward.
Yes, I also want to thank everyone participating.
So my dear,
Shweta, the problem with the microphone was not the background noise. The problem is the hum that comes because there's a bad connection in your microphone. There's something going on. Yeah, now it makes noise. Yes, a lot of noise.
We need that interatomic.
Please mute, Shweta. It's making a lot of noise. Okay, thank you. Okay, we'll have to get that sorted. It seems that her microphone tends to go out toward the end of these meetings virtually every time. Strange.
Yes, it is, but she can still dance and clap.
Yes, and I'm sure she will. She's trying to say so too.
Yes.
All right,
no, I really want to thank everyone who participated. It was a great session today. And I thank everyone who put his part on. You inclusive, Rick. Thank you very much.
Well, as Gianni says, thank we.
Yes. We're definitely at that stage. Yes. Thank we as one. So everyone, see you next week. Thank you very much. And you can take over, Rick.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, all members of the Universal Council, and for participating and presenting and preparing the workshop for today and always. This has been the 286th One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace here on Tuesday, August 8th, 2023. Let me see, our next public teaching workshop is the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group, and it starts Wednesday at 7 a.m. Central European time. And people are welcome, whether you're a newcomer or an old timer with the GANs and plasma technology. And if you have any questions or things you want to present, that's a great opportunity to do so. And Mark, go ahead.
No, do we have a testimonial meeting scheduled?
Yes, thank you. That'll be coming up on Monday, August 14th. and that starts at 8 p.m. Central European time. And so people should be aware of that and perhaps think about something that you can present at that public meeting for testimonials. It's a great opportunity to pay back for receiving the knowledge and things of the plasma technology. So by sharing with others, it's a way that you can help spread the knowledge. So again, that's Monday at the 8 p.m. Central European time slot. And we'll have lots of other testimonials from knowledge seekers around the world. All right, thank you for that reminder, Mark, and thank you for being a co-host as well.
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, and thanks once again to members of the Universal Council. Sweta, your microphone is still terrible. You should listen to the recording, Sweta, and then you'll know what it sounds like. Yeah, it'd be good to get that fixed. I'm not sure what's going on there. I thought it might be a hardware issue, but it's hard to believe. All right, well, in any case, Sweta is trying to indicate that it's time to move into the Flight Enhancement Spaceship Unit music version. So we'll play that and say goodbye for now. Thank you, everybody, for attending today's workshop.